All right, guys, welcome back, everybody. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, a personal mentor to me, Mr. Matt Evans. Matt, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Good to see you again. You're mentoring me in all things 20-year-olds.
So, if you guys have seen some of my videos, you know I talk about financial planning-based tax mitigation strategies, as well as mortgage-free life, which Matt's involved with mortgage-free life as well. In the other interview I have with Sean, Matt's co-owner of mortgage-free life with Sean. Today, we're going to talk mainly about the financial planning tax mitigation strategies and kind of just walk through some case studies, some before and afters. So I'll share my screen here. Matt, could you maybe just give a little bit of your background so people kind of know what we're dealing with here?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. I think this is going to be awesome. I love that you're posting stuff and educating people. My background, I always just tell people I was a very boring kid. I majored in insurance, and I actually used my major, which is quite rare. And that morphed into how do we bring value to people, right? Like how do I bring value to people? Is it talking about, that I can pick a better stock or a better ETF or a better life company? More than likely not. But if we can provide value through saving you money through taxes, or if we can provide you value through saving money on your interest rates and the interest you actually pay, then we don't actually have to go out there and pretend. We just come in and the numbers are the numbers. And so that's why we focus on tax mitigation and then mortgage-free life.
Sweet, thanks. Yeah, so here's the first case study that we'll show. $3 million of income, $1.3 million of taxes, and so 43%. And then with just a handful of very basic strategies, we got down to 135,000. Matt, I know people see these numbers and think like, how do you do that, or too good to be true? Could you kind of talk about just like very high level about what we're doing here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a question we get all the time, is it's too good to be true. How do you do that? And I think two things should be known. Most of the strategies we used either have been through audits or have opinion letters. And a lot of times people think it's too good to be true because why isn't their CPA told them, right? And we educate a lot of CPAs. There it is. It's much bigger, but that's better now.
Oh, okay.
But the strategies we use are very well known, and they've been through audits. It's just that people don't know them. It's like you just don't know what you don't know. And so it's not like this is something that's just been made up. We've used a lot of these strategies for 10 plus years. They've been through audits. Clients have been totally fine. So I think that's the too good to be true is more of, why a lot of clients are just pissed off they haven't known about it sooner.
Yeah, I hear you. Here's another analysis. So this is the one that we were talking about. I posted this on TikTok. It was 750 of income, 300,000 of taxes, and then same income, same job. Oh, I actually made a YouTube video on this too. But then 68,000. So this was W-2. Could you maybe just touch briefly like a couple points on W-2 employees? And because a lot of I hear like, oh, mortgage interest, 401k, like they just think the basics.
Yeah. And it's partially because everyone's told W-2 income earners that they can never, like, oh, well, you just have to take the basics. You don't own a company. And because you don't own a company, you're viewed as X instead of Y, which is completely false. So there's strategies we can use for sure to cut W-2 income at least in half. And so at a bare minimum, you can cut the W-2 income in half. And these, again, this is a strategy. The two strategies we use for this have already been audited. They've already been through, some of them have opinion letters as well. And so it's just that, the W-2 income earners haven't been told And it's not necessarily the CPA's fault by any means either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like guys, when you're thinking this through, like these aren't necessarily my strategies. That's why I work with Matt, Sean, and then the other partners, is just because they've been doing this for so long. I only have a couple years experience right now, so they are how I find these strategies and then bring them to you guys.
Jeff is saying I'm very old.
Dude,
Well, and a lot of it too, as we go through some of this, Jeff, it's like a puzzle, right? Like,
yeah,
you never really know what's going to fit. And so it's more just putting the right piece with the right person in their situation.
And then final sample plan, just for people to see, total income, 2.5 million, $1 million of taxes. Then we got that down to $146,000 out of pocket. So just
That's awesome.
very basic, simple strategies. I'm going to stop presenting now. Very basic, simple strategies. And kind of my offer to you guys is, if you want your numbers ran, it's an income tax analysis. All you have to do is use the link below, and we can set up a time to talk. You'll probably eventually get on with Matt too, or some of the other guys, and we'll just walk through and give you ideas. We're not trying to, like Matt said, replace your CPA or make you work harder or do anything like that. Very basic, easy stuff. Matt, last thing that we could touch on maybe real quick is, could you talk just very high level about selling businesses and what people could kind of do with that?
Yeah, if you're selling a business, if you're selling real estate, you don't want to do 1031 exchanges anymore. There's strategies out there to significantly cut your, taxes from whatever it might be based in your state, 20, 30, 40% down to 1-2%. And those strategies have been around for 30 plus years. A lot of big names have used those strategies. It's just that people, again, they don't know it. They haven't been told it. They go to their CPA and they think, well, the CPA should know all of this, but they're busy, doing taxes. And so we focus with CPAs on doing tax planning. We teach them, we help them, we educate a lot of CPAs on this stuff.
Yeah, and one thing on the CPAs, I was trying to get a hold of my family CPA to ask her about my taxes, and finally her assistant reached out, and I was like, can I not talk to her? I'm not going to say her name, but I was like, can I not talk to her? Like, it's just going to be very quick. And she's like, we have 6,000 clients with 7 staff or something like that. Like, she doesn't have the time to talk to you. And I thought to myself, that's why CPAs, not all of them, but that's why a lot of CPAs aren't bringing these strategies to their clients, is like just a time bandwidth thing. Like, the bottleneck is they only have so much time to help their clients.
And if you have 6,000 clients and you're making whatever that might be, $1 million a year, what's your incentive?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why should I help the guy with high W-2 income? Why, you know what I mean? Not that they wouldn't, but the time it takes to educate and go through the process it's not short. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We come in, educate, and present strategies that legal, compliant. They're all solid. So that's all for today. Matt, thanks so much. Is there anything else you want to leave off with?
No, just appreciate you taking the time. And I'd say too, like, the one thing, like, we sit and talk to people's CPAs all the time. So just because there's a strategy, we can take it back to your CPA and educate them, and they'd be like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. So I'll leave you with that. So appreciate you guys taking the time.
Cool. Thanks, Matt.